My name is Haley Duffin. I'm 22 and I live in Eden, Utah. I kept noticing I was I was sore and I'd rub my neck and then I could feel it in my hand as I would rub my neck and I was like, that's so weird. I just was like, what is going on? Something is just wrong. I just kind of knew.
And we found out one day on an X-ray that it's just not always the other person. So we were shocked to know that there was a mass growing right in her neck.
My tumor's in my neck. It's connects here and goes down into my rib cage on top of my lung. So it's sitting right on top of my lung. It's also intertwined in my nerves and pushing up against my arteries. No one will do surgery on me now that they really know, because they can't just take out this whole area. And so it's just really tough that it's in such a delicate place. I remember the day that I started chemo, and I kind of felt like I had to be the strong one for everyone. I tried to play it cool.
Then we began a long journey of doing battle. And there was quite a while when really all we had was poison, and it wasn't cutting it. All it was doing was holding the tumor still, but it was poisoning her, and poor little gal can barely get out of bed because it's poison, and it wears her out.
One day, I was I can't deal with this. There has to be something better. So my oncologist at the time, she was we're working with this interventional radiologist who's pretty amazing, and I think he'd love to talk to you about potentially doing a cryoablation of this. So I met with him, and I instantly had a connection with him.
When I first met Haley, she was very discouraged, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that. And the main reason is because she had a tumor that just was not going away, and that's so scary for somebody that's, well, for anybody, but you imagine somebody that's 18 or 19 that's finishing up high school and has their whole life ahead of them, and the prospect of losing your arm and not being able to do all these activities that you love, that's scary for anybody. I think what she had heard was that this is not in a place we can operate, and chemotherapy works, but it doesn't work that great. And for her, that wasn't good enough. And so she's decided that she was going to find out as much as she could. And luckily for her, Dr. Wright and I had talked about this, and I had let Dr. Wright know that cryoablation was an option.
Finally, we were introduced to Dr. Aaron Frodsham and the concept of cryoablation. As he would do these cryoablations, these freezing sessions, and kill portions of that tumor a little bit at a time, only then did we start to see reduction in tumor mass.
And when we saw that it did have a favorable response, we decided to really go after it. And so in the last few treatments, we've got about 90% kill of the tumor, which is really amazing. She has full function in her arm. She went skiing today. She's a rock climber, yoga. And for her, being able to preserve this function and get that life back has been nothing short of miraculous.
With each treatment, she began to have reduced pain, increased mobility, and, some hope. So that's pretty nice.
If I met someone that was in my similar situation with this type of tumor, I would say don't be scared to try new things and try alternative options. That's what I would say.